What is up, beautiful people? It's your host, MysteryMrR, back with another half-ass review. In today's game, Lost Judgment. First things first, is it fun? And yes, oh my god, yes, Lost Judgment is amazing. When I found out that they added another fighting style, I literally flipped my shit. You got the crane style, tiger style, and you got the new snake style. And snake style is obviously Jeet Kune Do. For those who don't know, Jeet Kune Do is based off boxing, jujitsu, judo, Wing Chun, and fencing. Like fencing of all things, fencing like with the swords. That martial arts is based off like several different styles. So it's crazy when you see these heat actions. Like you'll see the Wing Chun with some of the heat actions, you know, like Ip Man. You'll see the jujitsu whenever you put them on the ground and you like submit them, you break their arm and you're throwing them around. So you see so many different styles when it comes down to the snake style. And I'll get more into that later on in this review, but like basically there's so much fun when it comes down to it. Next up, what do I like about the game? I like the combat, the smaller slice of life story, skate park, joining all these clubs, the dancing, like the rhythm was good, it was on point, the song choices were good. I enjoy it. Let's move on to the things I don't like. The story is fun and good up to about chapter 6 or 7, and there's 13 chapters. Around like chapter 9, I was like, dude, I'm honestly not feeling the story. Like whenever something important does happen in the story, it's like, oh, I get it, but it's gotten to the point where some parts I was like, man, they're just padding this out, they're just adding extra shit. I honestly believe the main story could have been done probably with 2 hours to spare, because they just added extra stuff that I honestly don't think needed to be added. They have talked about one character, and of course she shows up later, like they talked about her, but then this one guy just shows up. Oh, and by the way, if you never played Yakuza or Judgment, look man, there's gonna be police corruption, okay? And at this point, I'm not surprised when there's police corruption, but now it's not just police corruption, it's government corruption as a whole, right? So I'm not really surprised, but they needed to put a face on there to say, hey, he's the reason why there's government corruption. And then on top of that, another thing that I really dislike, dude, you fight the final boss literally like 3 or 4 times before he's the final boss. And the one guy you think should be the final boss, because he is actually a super bad guy. Like he killed somebody in the story, which was, yeah, a side character, but an important side character. So they killed that character. So you're like, oh, we need to get revenge. You know, he's a murderer. He's actually killing people. He's had students held hostage. So let's get this guy. You fight him twice. You fight him once, he actually beat Tak. And then you get your rematch and you actually beat him. But then you have the final boss, which you've already beat. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna still do what I do. And then he leaves. And then Tak's like, well, I think he'll have a change of heart. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck? Another thing I dislike with the snake style, there's really almost no point in the snake style. Crane style, which is used for hitting multiple enemies, you know, knocking out multiple grunts at the same time. And then tiger style is more focused on taking on bosses, because it's a more powerful stance and it's more one-on-one. Like the only reason you're like, oh, maybe I should use a snake style is because it disarms enemies, and it also puts enemy in a grab state, and you could throw the enemy or knock them down and whatnot. But at the same time, it's mostly one-on-one with the normal combos. But whenever you combo and get into a grab, that's when you can actually turn it into a knock down multiple people scenario with a heat action or a throw. So it's like, like it's cool, but almost kind of pointless. Like the parry system was kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, Anyways, when it comes down to it, feeling this is like a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 is a good score, but when it comes down to this, like 3.5, I think that's fair. It's your boy Miss. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.